What up? Welcome to another episode of 94 Feet with Coach JT. Do me a favor, everybody. Please subscribe to the podcast. Leave some likes. Let me know what you think. Also, man, hit the website, man. I got some dope Alcorn gear, as you can see. Man, this is the movement. We stay applying pressure this year, man. Shout out to the boys. Take care of business. Doing good right now in that swag. We're trying to make a run, right? So it's our time again. Again, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let me get to this intro, and I'm going to take my time because I'm going to do my guest her due diligence and make sure I get this right. All right. So in the heart of Mississippi, my guest culinary journey began at age 10 years old with an apron and a dream in her heart. She crafted her debut masterpiece, fried chicken, boxed macaroni and cheese, and canned green beans. The humble creation marked the start of her journey. That would grace the world wide. Guided by her grandmother's wisdom, memories of approving Nod propelled her toward culinary stardom. She did not just create dishes; she crafted dishes. Narrative etched in dinners, memories. She has produced a product of Alcorn State. And let me get this right. If I get it wrong, I'm sorry. Is it Auguste
Escoffier.
Auguste Escoffier curriculums, right? Her visions transcended geographically, envisioned gracing stages worldwide. Her name whispered by enthusiasts. Her creations bridged in cultures, becoming a recognized culinary luminary. Also, aspirations ripple across generations of legacy, prosperity. Cooking promises a future endured in her labored feuds, legacy embraced by descendants. Also, in her world, every dish tells a story of love, purpose, and Southern essence. Ingredients carrying profound meaning woven into her creations. Her culinary philosophy through every plate, every bit of innovation to savor her passion. And we're gonna get more into depth, but also she's a proud graduate of the Alcorn State University, class of '05. Definitely a world-renowned chef in the making, already there present, and that's what she does. Chef Raneisha, how are you doing today?
I am wonderful, and I hate you had to read all that, but my manager is impeccable with his write-up. So
No, so hey, you deserve that, and I definitely got a little bit more to go in there, but I'm gonna put out all the bio information. But thanks for taking time out your day to sit and have a conversation with me. Appreciate you. As we say back in Auckland classmate, during that time at the yard together. But let's go before Alcorn though. Let's let people
you see,
who will see this. Oh yeah, I see you got the nice fresh beanie on. Definitely we all got to stay repping. You know what I'm saying? It's
got to. You see, I had to go and put my shot in. Plug.
Yeah. Always. Originally from Columbia.
Yeah, Foxworth.
Okay, Foxworth. From Alcorn, geographically, less people who may not know how far is that distance traveled from where you went to college at and where you grew up at?
About 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
We're 30 minutes from Hattiesburg. But going to Alcorn, you have to go through Brookhaven and hit Red Lick and all that. Like you gotta know what you know. So we go 84 to 98, 98 to 61. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta know it. Know them highways.
Gotta know them highways. So starting in Columbia, my mother's mother, her and her sister, they always cooked for people, so they had restaurants, right? Like and it was kind of like juke joints too. You feel what I'm saying? But they cook food in there, and it was just my grandmother and her sister always, like, anybody around here knew about Miss Neat and Miss Irene. Neat was my grandmother. So it was one of them. It's in your DNA. Like it almost become a running joke. Like, if you want to Miss Neat's products and you can't cook, like, are you really kin us? You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's a lot of us, right? My grandmother had 10 children. My mom was one of them. And out of all those 10. Nobody did anything culinary, but they can cook. You see what I'm saying? Like, the boys can bake and the girls can cook. I know that's crazy, but like, all my uncles can bake. You see what I'm saying? My mom and her sisters, they can cook and they can bake, but it's just like the girls are the cooks and the boys are the bakers. So that was another thing that really fueled me. Like, dang, Big Mama had all this going on and none of y'all have started a business, So again, like, me just cooking and then got on the yard, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people that literally stayed on any floor I stayed on would tell you always smell something coming out of my room. Like, I was one of those people, and you'll know where I'm going with this. Like, other people get different setups for their rooms, right? I got my mom and them out there getting me like pressure cookers and crock pots. You know what I'm saying? So like, I literally had a whole bin in my room, especially in New Women's. Like, I had a whole bin where it was like a waffle maker, a rice cooker, an electric skillet, like that type of stuff. So I was always cooking. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm the type that'll go getting ready to walk to the math and science building. I'm putting on a pot of red beans. So when I get out of my 2 classes, by 10, 11 o'clock, them beans, you know what I'm saying?
Ready.
But I've been doing this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and it's just, after working in the pharmacy and stuff, like I was a biology major. So that's like a whole different dynamic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Worked in the pharmacy for a few years, and it was like, it was always, hey, can you make this for me? Can you make that for me? Can I pay you to do this? So at the time I was married, and so he was like, well, you got all these people keep asking you to do stuff. Why don't you like make some money? I'm like, you know what? I am fulfilled more when I'm cooking, right? So
Mm-hmm.
then it just went on. It was like, dang, people taking notice of you. Maybe you should try culinary school. So that's how I ended up in Auguste Escoffier. Turned my kitchen space into a classroom. It's an online program, a great program. So anybody who feel like, yeah, I gotta plug that too. But anybody that feel like, you may not have time,
Mm-hmm.
there's literally online culinary programs where it's like same way we on Zoom. You'll be on Zoom with your instructors. They're watching you do it. The only difference is they can't test your flavors. When it's time to
Right.
do flavor palette type stuff. So with that, you would have to find a culinary program that would do, like some collaboration, so they could grade it, or judge it for them, and then they submit it. So I said that to say, I ended up going to culinary school online. Fresh out of culinary school, first job, IP Casino, fine dining Italian restaurant. Like literally, like it was, like I would honestly say, my life, the theme of it, if I was to write a book, it would literally be, I can't make this up. Like it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff that has happened to me that I literally cannot make this up. Like you don't get opportunities like this, so it's just it started, and here I am 10 years later, y'all watching me on TV. So I mean, to say dreams don't come true would literally be a lie. I'm serious. So
Yeah, that's definitely dope, as we see, especially know where we all came from, where we started, where we spent time together at, right? Like I said, you can't make it up what was going
you
on the,
cannot make this
and
up.
go through on the yard, or even before this though. You talked about the family. That's a big family, right? So just how much bonding time was it in the kitchen for you guys? As far as like they said, the men baking, like was it like competition baking, cooking, or we like just not we finna eat good all the time because everybody
It's
doing
like we finna eat good all the time. It's like, how like my grandma used to always have this saying. She was like, well, I'm not gonna grade my own paper. You see what I'm saying?
it.
So it would always be like a lot of paper grading, like, yeah, go and get you a piece of that cake over there. It's hitting, hey, taste my dressing.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna love that. It's like it's always been like that for us. So it's always been, when it's a family event, you finna eat good, So I mean, but out of all of that, it's always been the, I wouldn't say a negative competition, but it's always the need to make each other better. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's like I may make my first dressing or something. So they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna critique it down. They're not gonna say it's nasty or nothing like that. It's just
Right.
gonna be like, oh, you could have added this and you could have added that. But that pushes you, that motivates you, like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, next event, my stuff gonna be hitting. You see what I'm saying? So it was always that competitive nature in my family, like the need to be great, because we got a lot of successful Alconites. Like we got nurse
Mm-hmm.
practitioners, we have attorneys, like we got a lot of successful people, but we didn't have anybody successful in culinary to have
Yeah.
such a family legacy as far as food. We didn't have anybody doing that. So for me to put that on my shoulders and put that on my back is like probably one of the most amazing and most humbling moments like in my life, to be like, dang, she the one who did something with this food stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta be definitely dope too, because everybody eat food, and
Everybody.
everybody eat food. And if you can make all kind of food dishes, you put yourself out there. And again, like I said, coming from where you come from, it's like, oh, and it's okay. You're not making up anything. You've been doing this for a long time, but your family been doing it for a long time too, which also helps. Which is definitely dope. And I would say like iron sharpen iron, right? Y'all was just making each other better. We getting these
We do.
reps in. We get these reps in. We're gonna critique each other. We're gonna make each other better. So we make sure our dish is great, which I think is super dope. You talked a little bit about being a biology major though. So was that something early on in school that was something that was really piquing your brain, or you was interested in that, or how'd you come about that?
Well, honestly, I went through this phase of I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And when I got to Alcorn and they taught me like biology was such a broad major, like it's so many different careers you can have with biology,
Mm.
it kind of started making me really think about my life. Like at first I was gonna be an OBGYN, right? But then I was like, well, dang, I got to go to medical school, and I don't really do dead bodies, and I know we probably gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, do some anatomy. You feel me? So that switched me around, and it was like, okay, I can do this program, and I can go to Ole Miss Pharmacy School. Okay, I'm gonna be a pharmacist, you know. But it was like, you know, once I was working in the pharmacy to make money, right, as a pharmacy technician, while I was doing my business at Alcorn. I was also doing things at Jones, you know what I'm saying, to secure my certification for pharmacy technician, because I was on a mission. I had to get some money. You know how it is as a college student. We broke.
Do it.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, we broke. So it was like, okay, well, I can do this to help me, you know, get by in life. And I got in there and I started liking it, you know, and then it's just, you come to a point in life where you do things, but then you become unfulfilled. You see what I'm saying? Like, and nothing fulfills me more than feeding people. Like, seriously, like, it's like I'm at peace if I got a skillet in my hand, or, you know, once I turn that fire on or something. So it was just, you know, Alcorn was the foundation, true enough. I mean, I come from an Alcornite family, so like we produce more Alcornites out of both sides of my family, you know what I'm saying, as far as I know. So it's like, it was inevitable to go to Alcorn, but now looking back over it, if I would have had the opportunities that a lot of these children have now, I doubt I probably would have went to Alcorn, because I wanted to do culinary so bad. Now I would love for our beloved school to get a culinary program, and I would be happy to come out there and assist. You see what I'm saying? But I feel like that's one of the things we really need to add, you know, when we go in those meetings. Like, let's get these kids some food and beverage degrees. Let's get these kids some restaurant management degrees, because at the end of the day, you know, and you will understand where I'm coming from. During our time period, it was like, hey, you know, educator, athlete, music major, you know, ag major. So we didn't have a broad spectrum of things to choose from. You know what I'm saying? And then, especially with that being an agriculture school and a nursing school, of course, we're going to focus more on those programs. So it's basically out there, you know, you get what you like, complete it, go ahead. But I really would love to see Alcorn with a good culinary program, like Mississippi Women's, you know, those type of universities. Like, I would love to see our school have that. Like I said again, I would come help.
Yeah, that's the evolution. I mean, it's needed though right now to be successful and to flourish, because I mean, it's business opportunities from that. People can start their own business. They can work together. They can network. You can grow the businesses like that. You can grow. I mean, ag and food go together, right? Like,
it really does.
It goes together.
Because I'm farm to table. That's my whole
there you
premise.
Go.
Like, I don't like frozen foods. I don't like canned stuff. So of course, somebody like me and an ag major, we would need to collaborate, because hey, let's figure out how to get these sustainable foods out here. You know what I'm saying? Let's show these people how, you know, we could take, you know, funny thing, we're talking about ag, right? I had somebody ask me, do y'all really have animals and stuff out there on the farm? I'm like, well, first of all, it's an agricultural school. So of course you're gonna have animals out there, because it's gonna be a farm environment. It's an agricultural school. I said, let me tell you something. That's some of the best chicken I ever had. See, I knew you were gonna feel me. That's some of the best chicken I ever had. That's
you ain't
some
missing
of the
that.
Milk.
You ain't missing
some
that
of the freshest milk I've ever eaten with my cereal. So of course I'm proud that my school has a dairy. Of course I'm proud that my school has a poultry, because we were introduced to farm to table. You know how many people that didn't grow up like that? Like, we grew up like that because we from the country. So our grandparents had hogs and chickens and stuff like that. So we got that fresh food. It's a lot of children that weren't exposed to that. But coming to Alcorn, being an agricultural school, okay, now you know what fresh chicken tastes like. You know what I'm saying? Now you know what fresh milk tastes like. Now you know where the cheese come from, or some of the veggies and stuff. So to me, that's a proud legacy for us to stand on. Like, hey, a lot of these people come out here and get experiences that they've never had. They joke about the plantation, they joke about the farm, but I've met a lot of people who did not know about that country life. That's probably the best thing ever happened to them.
True, very true. And I
gotta
put in perspective, that's why I said the meals taste different. Certain meal, you knew the meal certain day, you better be there. It's finna be fire, fresh off that thing. You better get there while it's hot, because it ain't gonna be.
Man, Wednesdays, we ain't finna act like we don't know. Wednesdays,
you there on time, early. You better know somebody. Get up there and don't miss it. That's
and see, these children have a better experience than us. Like, Chicken Wednesday is a whole situation now. Like, for us, it was just get to the calf and get in line, because you know that chicken finna be fresh and everybody finna be trying to get some. Now it's like a whole event. Like, I just be so proud for these babies. Like, man, looking back 20 years later, like, y'all got so many opportunities that y'all are really taking for granted. Like, We wish we had this kind of stuff. Like we had to go to the 6th and 7th floor of our dorms to use our cell phone.
Cell phone service.
Now y'all got see how old we are.
Yeah.
Now y'all can just boop boop
Yeah.
boop. Or y'all got Pizza Huts and stuff like that out there. No, we had the Corral and CJ's and Wingo's and the Subs. So if you didn't get to them before they closed, you was starving.
And if that was it, you had to take that extra meal home. I'm buying 2 now or eating half of it.
Man, listen.
11 o'clock is over. Then I can't get no food. I'm hungry.
You through. And if you didn't have a car, you sure enough through. You better have some groceries in your room or it's over with. See, now they got like DoorDash and all kind of stuff they can do now. I be so jealous of these shit. I'm like, let me just go see if I can go find some aid or something.
Got some more aid somewhere.
Yeah.
We talking about the times when you are right now anyway, though, just for you, even though it comes from a legacy, a family and stuff. But how impactful was that just for you overall as a person, though? The relationships you built, the activities you went to, just how overall did that shape you to who you are right now?
Well, I would start where I first got shaped, right? I graduated from high school May 25th. I was at Alcorn moving in Burris on the 28th. So let's just start there. Like I went head first. But Alcorn did so much for me that it's like I have to formulate the words. Like, for one, you don't know how tough you are until you're a freshman on the yard and you're trying to find your way. And the very first event that happens to you, you see somebody get murdered. It was, and I'm one of those people. I like to give people their flowers. Shout out to Jakelsey's family. Rest in peace, Jakelsey. You know what I'm saying? It's been 20 years, but hey, we still ain't forgot. You know what I'm saying? To the point I can still see from, and I'm not going to get vivid in details, but I can just still see the event. You see what I'm saying? So that right there was the beginning for me. Like, nobody's safe. We're at school having a good time. You know what I'm saying? And look how easy all that could end. So that right there began to mold me into who I was. You know what I'm saying? And then having somebody like Samuel Griffin push you to be somebody that you never thought you could be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was pretty much forced to be in the band. I was not going to get in the band. I was in band all that time in school. And it was like, I just want to enjoy school. I don't want to have to worry about all these practices and all that. But some kind of way, my mom and my auntie got in touch with Samuel Griffin. Samuel Griffin stopped me one day on campus. Now, mind you, this is summer school. He was like, hey, when you go home, bring your horn back. So I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? What you mean? Like, how you even know who I am? Like, I know who you are, but how do you know me? And he was like I said, go home and get your horn. So I'm like, what are you talking about? So he was like, okay, well, come to my office. So I came to his office. He was like, when you go home, I need you to come back with your horn. Why I need to do that? Because you're going to be in the band. I'm like, well, you're going to audition. Like, this is how you tell you, like, yeah, you're going to audition. I already talked to your mom and them. Yeah, so go home and get your horn. And from there, I was a member of the Sounds of Dynamite marching band. You know what I'm saying? So it was like all those things at Alcorn. But I don't know about anybody else in school, but I just don't feel like you would get that kind of love that we received at Alcorn, like Dr. Barnes. I'm so grateful for Dr. Emmanuel Barnes. God bubble wrap him. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like, people like Miss Karaoke, Dr. Sizemore, like, Miss Jackson, like all these people, Miss Vardwar, like all these people I can just name. See, you already know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Dr. Stewart, you know what I'm saying? Like, God rest Dr. Troy that, you know what I'm saying, passed away on his motorcycle. These are people that shaped me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, man, Miss Keely. You see what I'm saying? Like, all these people.
It makes it more just able to come back or come to, even for me, like, so my family's from Natchez, right? But I went down there. I didn't go on a visit. My auntie drove me down there. You know what I'm saying? My twin was at Alabama A&M at the time. So she was in Huntsville doing her thing. But I'm like, my grandparents is close. I'm going to go down here. I'm trying to hoop, whatever. And I was like, damn. That first 2 weeks, I was like, this is not California. I've been in Natchez all back and forth all my life. I've been in Natchez all my life, spent summers down there. But I was like, I'm older now. I'm like, the resources. I'm like, man, it's up. But it was just like after that first 2 weeks, again, I met my best friend out there to this day, Terry. To Lars, my dog, man. Hey, he had the car. I was like, cool. I got somebody with a car. At least I can get the Natchez, get the Walmart. Other than that, he was like, dog, I got you. You know what I mean? And he knows some people from my family. So I was like, you know what? Okay. Then I think we had a homecoming or a game. I was like, no, I ain't going home. I'm like, this different. I'm like, this different, y'all. I told my boys, y'all better get down here. Y'all better come visit because it's different down here, dog. I woke up next morning, the whole campus was full homecoming. I said, this was, I don't know what happened, where they came from, but they appeared. But it was like going through them times, right? You know, good, bad, struggles, helping each other out, supporting, being there for each people, you know, who took losses or had struggles. It was like, it just made everybody that much closer. Like, it wasn't
Mhm.
just, it was really survival. We was really out there trying to survive. I don't care what nobody say. It's
And we weren't
survival out there.
trying. We did.
True
We
that
did.
we did, because it's been
We
so
did.
many, like I said, so many things that has gone on, or actually, and also you said I like how you shouted out though people with the accomplishment. It's so many people from our school alone who are doctors, lawyers, teachers, got their businesses doing code, and I'm like, wait a minute. And even me being on the West Coast, that's why more so now with this platform. I'm like, no, I gotta highlight my people out here in Cali. They gonna see it out here. I'm like, it's so many people. They're like, JT, oh yes, we all went to the same school. These people are
Yeah.
doctors, lawyers. They doing businesses. They got big money. They doing this. But once that we was right there.
Actors, actresses, musicians, athletes.
Everything. Athletes, everything, you know. I'm like, you know, and some people, it's not the mainstream too either. I said people are creeping up there now because social media, we get more publicity, but it's a lot of people y'all don't know about who went to Alcorn, who
Yes.
stepped from that campus, who took classes, who played sports. Like, oh, he went to Alcorn. Yeah, yeah, you know, give us our love too. But that's
Give us
definitely
our love.
Gotta give us our props.
And we are the best kept secret because everybody thinks, you know, like Jackson State and
all the time,
Grambling and Southern and Alabama State, all them kind of people produce everything when it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We move in silence, but we there.
Yeah.
We touching a lot of stuff. I like that.
And then
We
we
move in
just pop
silence.
out. Like, I mean, to even be on that show and to have somebody from Jackson State. I competed against her. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That was the first thing, you know, we were talking and she was like, you from Mississippi, you know, I got people down there. I went to school down there. And I'm like, where you go to school at? And she was like, Jackson State. I was like, she was like, what? I said, oh, baby, I'm proud all can I hear. Oh my God, I don't know why I felt that way. No, it was just like we bonded from there because everybody on set looking at us like what they talking about. And I'm like, this is like one of the rivalries right here. Like this is something where families get divided. Like you got Jacksonians and you got Alconites, and it's like in November we do this. Any other time like this. You know what I'm saying? November, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they didn't understand it, but it's like that's that HBCU culture. Like those are things that bring us together, and those are core values that I'm so glad that Alcorn taught us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Alcorn taught us how to really be humble, like help each other, like you just said. That's the reason why I'm best friends with a lot of people to this day, because we were there for each other when nobody was. You see what I'm saying? Like I made so many lasting and lucrative partnerships and friendships and relationships at Alcorn. Like to this day, these are people that I can't see myself living without. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna most definitely get them yellow roses from me if something was to happen. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm very, very grateful for that. I'm very grateful.
I feel that you said it right there for sure. It's something that if you ain't now in this aspect, I know we say HBCU, you can make it anywhere, but if you went to Alcorn, you just know it's just different. No ifs, ands, buts about it. It's just different. I can't explain it all. I can try, but it's internal. I'll say that it's internal. It ain't just not just a shirt we're wearing or whatever the gear. It's an internal thing from the golden age, the people getting their 50 whatever years, whatever, to the ones that just graduate, the ones who are already there. It's just different. It's just different.
It's different. And I think it's the isolation. I think it's the teaching us to survive. You know what I'm saying?
All we got is us. That's all we got.
That's all we got. That's all we got. Like
out there.
Something happened. We all we got. You know what I'm saying? We out there. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like it was always the isolation. Like it taught us how to stand alone because we were put out there alone. You know what I'm saying? And you may as well say like in this box because we're our own little zone out there. Like Alcorn is our own entity in itself. So if you can survive out there, you can survive anywhere.
Yep, that's big facts.
Seriously.
That I know that for sure. I want to get into the culinary process a little bit because that could be a scary. I mean, outside of you having already kind of like a background which helps you, but some people that could be a little scary thing to get into, knowing that I want to try to get one being a female, being a Black female, but also knowing that okay, you got to take constructive criticism on stuff that you want people to enjoy, right? How do you handle that part of just meals and tastings and stuff like that? What is your vision, if you don't mind sharing a little bit of how you kind of go about it? Because I'm sure you've had some great results. Some of you like, I know I did well, but they gave me the bottom of the scale, whatever.
Well, I would say I start with the worst part first. Like being on the show, my signature dish, right? Everybody loves my shrimp and grits, right? So for me to showcase my shrimp and grits to Gordon, and he tell me, "Oh, the grits are slightly undercooked," it was like really, you know what I'm saying? But the good that came from it was he never said they was nasty. Like that was his main comment. He was like, "Oh, the flavor is there," but I had to understand our ways of cooking. Like, okay, prime example, you got some southern roots, so you've eaten grits. I know a lot in your life. For us, we don't want our grits too mushy, but we don't want our grits hard. So they got to be right there where you got a little, but at the same time it'll mash on down. See, for somebody like Gordon, they come from like porridges and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So those grits got to be a little bit more soft than what we're used to. So I had to take that into consideration. It's not that he was saying I couldn't cook or the meal wasn't executed properly. It's just they have their different tastes and we have our different tastes. See, somebody like us would eat that like, ooh, you know what I'm saying?
Fine.
Got that nice thickness, that lump, you know what I'm saying? Got a little chew to it, because we got to have a little chew with these shrimp and this tasso pork. But for them, like I said, they come from like a porridge type, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that wasn't the texture for him.
Right.
As far as with me, I'm always focused on if it tastes good. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, I can do the plating and stuff, but I don't focus so much on it. And a lot of people in this industry with me just be like, "Oh man, Raneisha," but I'm like, I know people eat with their eyes, but I'm not one of them finna be there like with the tweezers and and the smear it on the plate and the, you know what I'm saying, all that extra razzle dazzle. No, but it's gonna taste good. It's gonna be cooked right. You know what I'm saying? And when I say eat with your eyes, you're gonna look at that plate and it ain't gonna look like slop. You ain't gonna look at that plate and be like, this is like throw up or something. You know what I'm saying? This look gross. So my style is, it's all about the flavor. Like it gotta taste good. Like I said, I don't care if it, your food might be touching a little bit or something like that. But when you eat it, you're gonna be like, man, let me get some more of this, and I don't care if my food touch. You see what I'm saying? Like my mission is to number one, feed Mississippi and then feed the world. Once I can get to where I've had my whole state taste my food, because here's the thing, and I know you're from California, but you got people from here, so you understand where I'm going with this. It really gets disheartening and aggravating when you constantly hear people say, you have to move out of Mississippi. You got to leave Mississippi. You got to leave. You really don't. See, you're in Cali because that's where you're from. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you said, oh, well, I'm going to go down here and get this degree and I'm going to run to Cali. No, that's where you were born and raised, so Cali is what you know. Yeah, you got people in Mississippi, but Mississippi is not your base. You see what I'm saying? Somebody like me, Mississippi is my base. So me running and moving to California would be, oh, you running away from Mississippi. So that's the whole mission for me. Until we can be the change that we want to see, we got to stop complaining about that. We got to stop saying you got to leave out of Mississippi when you can make it right here. Like you said, we stood against some giants at that school. Like they're lawyers now, they're doctors now, they're successful business moguls. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So with all those resources, why we can't pull together and y'all could just, dump in on the back end. You don't have to come back here if you feel like you don't want to come back.
I was going to get there too, especially right now, right? And again, the one thing we have seen, the advancement of this type of technology. So I can be here and still promote what you got going on, or whoever my resources. I know somebody from down there going to be watching, or some of my people going to watch this, and they not tapped into culinary, but now we're going to be tapped in because we can help down there get it. And that's one thing I will say right now about the platform I like and love, because, man, and I know I went to homecoming. And again, you've been in interviews, I've been on, you don't get to see people who maybe like or leave comments. I mean, they leave comments, but who like buttons, but to physically see people go, hey, man, I see what you're doing. I'm watching your show. I'm like, oh, man, you really tapped in? Okay, so now I know you're watching, but now I'm going to give it to you. Look, I'm going to try to hold you accountable, too. Look, hey, we got something going on in Mississippi. I need y'all to show up. Or you got somebody out here doing this. I need to support her. Because, I mean, that's how I know. For me, I can help you reach your goal, even though I'm out here. You want to feed, I want to feed. That's home. That's home, too, right? But now it's like, oh, I can get some resources from out this way. Or what I can do, let's send it back. Or let's push it back. Or how can I connect to get her on a bigger scale, get her opportunity to do something bigger for her city, for her state. I'm like, why not? It's not a can't do no more. It's not just a phone call. We can visually connect. We can send stuff now. It's there's multiple ways for us to do that, but it's also, I love the way that thinking is, because I feel you could leave if you wanted to, but it also depends on, it takes a special somebody to stick it out and stay though too. So I would say that, like, you gotta be willing to bunker down, 10 toes down, and take the criticism, but also know what you want to do, what you're trying to achieve. You say you want to feed your city, you want to feed your state. I'm like, okay, everybody's saying that. And for me, I gotta respect that. I think that's super dope, and that's super. That takes some guts, but also knowing that resources immediately maybe limited, but you thinking big picture. I'm gonna use my outer ones to bring them in. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely super dope. So I definitely feel that. And for those who may not know, let's talk about the show. We're talking about. I mean, give them information about the show a little bit, just in general, because people may be like, what show? I'm like, well, they gonna know before
Oh
most
well,
people.
we're talking about Hell's Kitchen. I'm on season 22. Still there. It's hilarious. Like, I gotta say this since you said about comments. We knew that people were gonna receive the show how they received the show, but I never thought in a million years that I would literally have strangers discussing me, like from examining me, like breaking me down like a fraction. And you could easily get your feelings hurt.
Mm,
Excuse me, because some of the comments I've read about me, just like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like,
mm-hmm.
that's how you really feel. But you have to remember, these people are judging you off edited clips. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the stuff that they're seeing, it was put together. Not saying that's not who I am,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just a lot of the situations that y'all are seeing. They're taking those bits and pieces and piecing it together. So I'm being judged off some edited clips. And it, like I said, it's one of those you could easily get your heart broken. But I had to sit back and remember, okay, Raneisha, these people are watching you on their devices. They're watching you from home. How could you get upset about somebody who's not doing something that you're doing? They're critiquing you and telling you what you should and should not be doing. But what are they doing?
They probably can't make it nothing. Can't scramble
You
nothing.
see what
Can't
I'm
make
saying?
it
So it's
nothing.
like like I had one of my castmates. She received a message. Somebody told her to unalive herself. Told her to jump off a building and unalive herself because she's garbage on that show.
Mm.
And she got upset. And I'm like, first of all, have you realized that these are people that, for one, you don't know what they look like, fake profiles, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Then this is somebody that's telling you they're watching you. You're not watching them, they're watching you. So don't take, but the thing about it is, if you've never like had that type of stuff happen, like us, we'll joke with each other, like, man, kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's from Switzerland, so the language barrier is still kind of her English. So for her to see something like that, of course you're gonna take it serious. You're like, these people want me to kill myself.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But for us, it's like, child, please. Mm-hmm. Do you really think I'm finna climb up to the top of a building and jump off because you said so? Because of what you said about me? Please. But like I said, it's that language barrier. It's people who have never been in this situation before. Like, I've had slander campaigns on social media before I even got on TV. So I'm used to people making fake pages and saying different things about me and doing different things to me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people not used to that. So I would say that's probably like the biggest thing being on this show, is that I have thousands and millions of strangers that have an opinion of me that I'll probably never meet in life. They'll probably never meet Gordon. You see what I'm saying? But
True.
They have such an opinion about it. So you have to take that in, like, baby, remember where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've met somebody that people can't even pay to stand next to him. You know what I'm saying? Because of what he's charging. Or his restaurants. You'll come to them restaurants thinking you're going to see him and he probably clean across the country. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
But he's still getting your money. You're going to eat at his restaurant, but he's not there. You see what I'm saying? So I just feel like that sets us apart by a long shot, because this is somebody I grew up watching. Like, to be on season 22, and I watched all 21 seasons, literally from 1 to 21. Wow. And to be on 22, like, I could never let any negativity get me down, because, hey, I'm somewhere I never thought I would be. Yeah, like, I know this man's pedigree. I know what he's about. And to have worked with him, like worked for him.
That's crazy. That's dope. What was that application process like? When did you actually figure or try? I don't know, like, to jump in. What was that process like? Huh?
I said, go ahead, ask away.
Oh yeah. What was that like? I mean, because even to have one to feel the confidence or feel like you can go do something like this. I mean, was it a financial burden to yourself? Hopefully it didn't throw you out of whack. But I mean, that's a big time dude. That stuff is huge, right? Like that's a big move. You got to go all in. You can't half-ass that type of move to do this right here, what you're doing. What was that process like for you?
So let's see, it was August 2021. I'm just scrolling on Twitter, and Hell's Kitchen Fox posted say now auditioning for Hell's Kitchen? Do you think you have what it takes to make Hell's Kitchen? In my mind, reading this first, I'm like, hell yeah. Like seriously, like I literally,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like in my phone, I'm
Confident.
like, hell yeah.
Okay.
So they looked over at me, you know, my family was like, what you talking about? I said, I'm finna go do my audition video. They was like, what? I'm like, it said send in a, you know, self-recorded video. I'm finna go do that. So I went in the bathroom, you know, because I have children, you know, and they mama, you know. So I went in my bathroom, and like I think that's what got me picked was because I said it on there. I was like, look, and this is how I was like,
Authentic.
look, I'm in my bathroom. I had to sneak in here because I got children and I'm raising a husband. Like I never forget it. I'm like, I got children and I'm raising a husband. You know what I'm saying? I said, but I really think I have what it takes to make this show. You know, and when I got the call, it was like, is this real? Because he was like, so we like your authenticity, you know, you in the bathroom. So tell us more. I'm like, so I was like, who is this? And he was like, you know, this is such and such from Cast and Duo. So now
Google search.
I'm like, oh,
Real shit.
this is a real company. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey sir, how are you? You know what I'm saying? So and it was just I did that interview. I'm trying to pull it up, see if I can. I can show y'all a little bit. Because I recorded myself. But it was just like we did this whole interview process. I don't know if it'll come up.
That's all good.
This is me interviewing. That was my initial audition video, right?
There you go.
Yeah, it's not coming up. You know how it's loaded. I'm in the country. Let's see. There you go. Let's see if y'all can hear it. That's when I got picked.
Look at your face.
Pretend like nobody's ever heard your story before. You're gonna tell it again. Ken, I'll let you get started.
Look, and then they go to talking specifics, but there y'all go. So
yeah.
By that time I had, let's see, the first one I showed y'all, I did that video, that Zoom. Then we had another audition. Like we had to meet with some, you know, the first audition was with the casting company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second audition was with a few Fox representatives. And then that one I just showed y'all, that was the executive producers of Fox. Well, of Hell's Kitchen from Fox. So it was like, once it had gotten to that point, it was like, oh, wow. Fox, wait, you said executive producers, like Gordon right hands, like y'all are the show. And they like, yeah. So it was like, they asked me, they was like, you know, and the question was, so why the hell do you want to be on Hell's Kitchen? I said, because I'm tired of me. I said, I'm tired of having this talent and nobody sees it. Nobody knows it. You know, I said, and you know, bumping your head through life, like now it's time to make something out of yourself. I said, and then also representation matters. You know, I never forget, you know, I watched it so many times. I said, but representation matters. I said, you know, I don't see anybody that looks like me. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you name a chef, first name you probably gonna spit out as a Caucasian, right? You don't really have any chefs that look like us that are on the level of Gordon Ramsay and Emerald Degrassi and Paul Prudhomme, and see, I can spit their names out. You know what I'm saying? Even Paula Deen, Rachel Ray. Y'all know who these people are, but you don't know who Raneisha is. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who Chef Dorian Hunter is. You don't know who Chef Keisha Zalikofer is. You don't know who Chef Sherman Kicey is. See, I can name all these people that look like me. And majority of us are Mississippians that I just named, like Sherman, he's an Alcorn. You see what I'm saying? Keisha, she's a Jacksonian. But we're Mississippians. You know what I'm saying? We're black chefs, but you don't really hear about a lot of us. So that was my main premise for even wanting to be on the show, because I'm like, well, for one, you don't see a lot of us on that show. And I got to say, shout out to the casting companies that casted us this year. This is the blackest cast Hell's Kitchen I've ever had. It was 8 of us. Usually on that show, it's maybe like 2 or 3 at a time. It was 8 of us. So that was historic in itself, because it's like, you know, you're so used to this looking like a Caucasian dominated field. And a lot of times it is. You know what I'm saying? So for them to give all of us a chance like that was big in itself. So that was my main reason for wanting to be on there, because I really want to be the black female Gordon Ramsay. Like, I want to be standing up there. So when you mention my name or somebody else is doing an interview, they mention my name, you know, like my inspiration is Chef Raneisha, you know, that type of stuff. So that's what I'm doing this for, you know. And then I just want to be greater than myself. Like, I want to be greater than my parents. My parents showed me about hard work. My parents showed me how to make money. But my parents ain't never been famous. My parents ain't never been on TV. My parents have never chased their dreams because they were too busy doing what they were supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing for me to show people, like, don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to take a risk. Like, the only shot that's a bad shot is a shot not taken.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they always say, no question is a dumb question, but a question that's not asked. So if you don't try it, how would you know what you can do? You know,
True.
if you don't put yourself out there, how would you know that you would succeed? So that's the lesson that I learned in this, like, take a risk. So like you said, if the finance out, like I had to leave my children for 6 weeks, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to literally go and be isolated. Like,
Sacrifice.
we didn't even have phones. You know, at one point they took our phones away. So, you know, we didn't know what day it was sometimes. We didn't know what time it was, like, because we were so involved in what we had going on. And it's like they, you know, put us out there to where that's all we were doing was the show. You see what I'm saying? That's all we were on was, you know what I'm saying, what we were supposed to do. So when I say yes, a big sacrifice, and you hit it on the head, like that is really the main point of my life these days, sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to put yourself out there. I mean, I realize, like, long as I got a strong support system, I can go and do whatever. So like you said about putting the resources out there, hey, somebody want to book me to come to California. Now I know what to do. Now I have that support where, hey, okay, I got to go make this money. You know, I got to go do this business, you know, help me with the children. So it's like all of that. The mommy. I'm doing an interview right now. Why are you knocking on my door?
Still got to do the job.
Still got to do the job. They don't care.
Do the job.
Kids don't care. Like, kids, they don't care. Like, you could be like, I'm doing something very important. So, anyways, so, yeah.
Authentic, right? Still got to be you. Authentic.
Always.
That's what's up, for real. Outside of you feeding Mississippi, though, what else is what's goals for what's end goal for you? What's like big picture outside of being the female Raneisha on the big stage everywhere worldwide? Is there something else you got a list that you trying to knock off, or you trying to accomplish, like stuff I want to get to, or what's kind of what's that mountaintop for you look like?
My whole goal is Mississippi. Like, one of my goals is I want to have property in all 82 counties. I don't care if it's just a half an acre or an acre. I want to have property in all 82 counties, right? I want to be able to leave something for my children. We don't realize how important it is to set our children up for the future. And it's one of them, we're still working off generations who weren't taught that. You know, our parents, you know, like, my dad passed away in September, right? Last September.
Sorry to hear that.
It was one of those, yeah, you know, you can leave insurance money, but I wish my dad would have left me some property, or left me something that, you know, something of value, something that can, you know what I'm saying, steadily make some money off of it, or draw some kind of value. So when it's my time to go, my babies can, you know, reap the benefits. So that's one of the things that I'm really working on. Just ensuring that my four are straight. You know, making sure I'm straight, of course, but make sure my four are straight. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm 40. So, you know, I got about 40 more years and I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? In them 40 years, I need to have made a lasting impact and had some things set up. So, hey, by the time mine are 40, they're good to go. You know what I'm saying? My grandbabies, good to go. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of vibe. So that's what I'm on right now. And I really want to see all of us help each other as much as possible. Like, that's one thing I do admire about PWIs, alumni groups, or, you know, their networks. They support each other. Like, you could come out and be like, I just use an example. You could put in the alumni group at one of them PWIs. Hey, you guys, I'm looking to start a restaurant. You know how many people gonna be emailing, hey, how much you need? I got this guy. We can help you get this. I got this guy do construction. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? To where 3 to 6 months, this person restaurant open, and all them standing at the ribbon cutting, like, hi, and we have to make it happen. You know,
we investors, all this stuff. True.
But for us, it's, well, I mean, how you trying to open something you ain't got no money? Well, I ain't got it right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of them. At the same time, you'll go support other businesses. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the thing always gets me is, and I gotta be funny. I mean, you remember me from New York, so you know I'm still silly. It's the, like, in my industry, right? I always get people, well, if I go buy the food, can you just cook it for me? Let me break something down to your audience right now, as far
Let's
as
do
from
it.
a chef and caterer's point of view.
Let's go.
Don't think y'all gonna pay us and we buy this food and then we just cook it and that's all you do. You have to pay for the product and you
The
have to pay for my
service.
services.
Mm-hmm.
Like it drives me mad to hear people say, well, I know somebody with some stamps, so I could just buy the food. And I sit there and be like, so do y'all go to these other restaurants and say, hey, I got these groceries. Can y'all go make my dish back there for me and, bring it out to me? Like, because that's basically what
Mm-hmm.
you're saying. That's like going to a major steakhouse and you want filet mignon and lobster and all that, but you're going to go buy it. And they supposed to cook it.
And bring it
And
with you,
they
like,
bring it
hey,
out there to you.
and not pay, just leave a tip. That's it.
And then they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I just
Right.
want to get that out to people. Like, y'all have to understand, this is our job. So when we're quoting you these prices, don't go to looking at us like, oh, they too high, they this and that, because you're not understanding. We got to go shop for the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
We have to prepare the ingredients. We have to cook the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
We have to serve those ingredients to you. We also have to clean up after ourselves. That's a lot going on. Then a lot of y'all will come there and want us to literally serve y'all the food. So y'all want us to stand back there, cook it, and then serve too. And a lot of us, we got teams for that. Like me, I got servers. You see what I'm saying? You got to pay them. You see what I'm saying? So it's the fact of, and I'm learning that now because I used to really lowball myself a lot.
Business. Yeah, your time is your.
I'm learning that now. Like, look, my time is precious.
You got
to the point where now when you book me to book your date, you got to pay me. Because I'm not finna play with you. We're not going to put this date down and you come tell me something on down the line. Or, yeah, I'm like Fat Joe. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Hey,
like, it's
real.
over with. I learned my worth. Like, look at me. I'm on interviews right now. So
it's going up. That's over with. It's going up. Stop going up.
So I just wanted to put that out there to people. Like, y'all got to stop treating us like that in this food industry, because there's a lot that comes behind this. Like, that's even when you go to a restaurant. Tip them people. I'm the type of person where my server could be garbage, but that one tip could change their life, because you know why? They probably was already in their feelings anyway. That person probably came to work and don't know how they get back home from work. It could. I've worked with people where it was just giving them a cigarette, just for them to make enough tips just to buy them a pack of cigarettes just to get through the day, that made their day. So for me, being in that industry, being front of the house and back of the house, I was a bartender and all that at Ruby Tuesday. Everybody, I think you can't go to Alcorn and you didn't work at Ruby Tuesday. Anyways, so I've been on the front of the house and I've been in the back of the house. And I would say that part too, man, tip them people. Because like I said, your server might be giving you terrible service because they're having a bad day. But that $110, that $120 you give them, like I've even had somebody tip me $100 before. Like, I just loved your personality. You checked on us. So I said it to say this: the service industry is not what people think it is. They think, hey, you just come in there and sit down and eat your food, and they bring you your food and refill your drinks. No, it's a lot with that. Yeah. Because you got to sit there and remember those orders. Then you got to relay that to the kitchen. Now with the kitchen, you got to make sure that's quality. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share that with your audience. Like, don't take people like us for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like, the service industry is a major part. Like, even with fast food, like sometimes those babies, they probably having a bad day, so they probably on the mic, may I take your order? Me, when I pull up, I'm like, if I hear somebody like that, like, may I take your order? Can I help you? I'm like, well, hey, how are you? I literally do, like, right there on the speaker. Hey, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? Good. I hope you're having a good day. So look, let me get blah, blah, blah. So then when I get up there,
changes everything.
Money, your whole attitude different by the time I get there to that window to pay you. To where when you getting ready to give me my food, well, we put you some extra fries in the bag, or
there you go.
You was out a medium cup, so we gave you a large. You never know. So people have to understand, you got to give people grace. And like I said, especially in the service industry, we are really treated like the help. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's, like I said, fast food to fine dining to even private service, we're really treated like the help. And people don't realize how essential we actually are.
But then it's another form of ultimate service. People don't realize, I mean, to be in the service industry or serve other people, you got to be a special person. You got to have empathy. You got to have communication skills. It is very crucial. But yeah, definitely, I mean, and to stick it out, because some people don't make it a day in the business. They quit the same day. They come, they leave, they don't make it. So that's definitely some, and again, that shouts to you, and it's a lot of people in that business. So yeah, it's good to be put out there. So At the end of every show, I'm gonna ask you this. So in basketball, right? Hear me. And we call it triple threat, where you can dribble, pass, or shoot the basketball. Those are three things, right? But I ask all my guests though, in general, for yourself or whoever may be watching, new listeners, whoever else, just give me three things that people who may not know Chef or who may have known you 20 years ago, but now who you are. Give me three things that you kind of hang your hat on, how you carry yourself, who want you to be remembered by, something like that. Give me some three like lasting imprint things that you kind of go by daily that people know. Okay, that's Chef. I know who she is. That's what she stand by. That's what she stand on.
For one, integrity.
Okay.
My integrity is way better now. Like it used to be a lot of things I'd be like, F that, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Now it's like I focus on doing my due diligence at all times. So integrity number one. My personality has changed. I'm actually being who I am now. You know, a lot of, you know how your mom used to like, always say you need to know how to act in public. You know, and I used to always wonder how was that? You know, how am I supposed to be in public? When now I realize being yourself is the best way to be. So I will say my personality is different. Like I think before I speak a lot more now. I think before I act a lot more, you know, especially 20 years ago on the yard. But what's thinking? We didn't even know what that like we only used our brain in class, you know what I'm saying?
That's
so and half the time we didn't do that. But thirdly, I guess it'll be more so personal. Like I'm learning to love myself more. Like, you know, going through a divorce, it makes you realize how valuable you should be to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like my whole mission now, that's why I said this one a little personal. For me now, I'm learning how to date. You know what I'm saying? And not get in the zone where, you know, you get complacent with somebody or, you know, everything starts to get stagnant. So for me personally, I'm really growing as a woman. I'm learning to love myself. Like I'm learning the value of my own company. Like I'm a turn up by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really lit by myself. And that's one thing, especially being single, you have to learn, because that's a lot of times how we fall victim to a lot of these dead end relationships, because we don't know how to not be alone. We always feel like we have to have somebody, like we gotta be with somebody, like even with functions where I gotta have a date. Well, I'm not going by myself. No, I'm going by myself.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Or, well, they got this R&B concert. I don't have a date. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go listen to some R&B by myself. So I will say that for me, I have really grown as a woman, and most definitely being 40 years old, it's a lot of things I look back 20 years ago like, God, dog, I was stupid. You know what I'm saying? Where now it's like you don't tolerate certain things. So I will say a lot of me have grown spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Again, like loving myself. I keep stressing it because a lot of people don't love themselves the way they think they do. Because like I said, there's joy in being in your own company. Because there's things that you can process about yourself, you know what I'm saying, that you can't process when you got somebody attached to you. You can't process when you're going from relationship to relationship to relationship. So, you know, that's one thing that I have really grown to love about myself, that I know how to enjoy myself now. So, hey, whenever it is time for my king, I know what I need to do, because for one, I'm not going to be looking for something that I can't offer. I got to get into my sisters real quick. Let me throw that in real quick. Sisters, please, and this will go for fellas too, but sisters, we got to stop giving standards that we can't meet. We can't say we want a 6-figure man, but we barely making 5. You know what I'm saying? We can't say we want this fine, athletic built man, but we got fupas and big backs. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we have to stop setting these standards that we can't reach. So again, with the triple threat, that goes into personally with me. I can't be looking for something from somebody that I can't offer.
That's what. Yeah, you hit it on the head. Real quick though, please give out your information, like where people can follow you at. Because I want the people to still follow you, tap in, watch episodes, tune in with you, get you booked, whatever. Give us information out right now, please.
Okay, so on Facebook, it is, you can follow my professional page. I don't really like too many people following my personal page because I'm a fool. So, I got to separate the two. So, if you want some comedy, you want a good time, you can follow me at ARR and then CEE on Facebook. That's RC. Or you can go to my professional page, which is chef_Raneisha. That's CHEF_RANEISHA. Or you can follow me on Instagram, same way, chef_Raneisha. Twitter is just Chef Raneisha put together. Snapchat, chef_Raneisha. If you want to book me, my website is www.chefraneisha.com. See, I'm marking myself. You got to keep that name out there.
Gotta keep it fun.
I'm always available. If you need to shoot me a phone call, my line is 601-740-0335. What else? Oh, email chefraneisha@gmail.com. Everything is Chef Raneisha. You'll be able to find me, and that's RANEISHA.
So and also what I'm gonna do is, of course, when we drop the episode, I'm gonna put all the stuff in the bios and the description. I'm gonna get her to send me all that in one clip so I can copy and paste that. That's a lot of information. So send me that information. I'm gonna copy and paste it and put it out there for sure. So I want to make sure we get that information out there. Again, best of luck to you in all the endeavors, but keep doing what you're doing. But now I know I got the connection now, so I'm definitely excited about that. We got some things we'll talk about offline for sure, and
Right.
just keep doing what you're doing, because I mean, it's just about the support system, and why not you? You know, I definitely want to better say. I mean, I already know. I can now say I know her now, but also I want to make sure we know her up here. Like you get
right.
booked
See,
that,
you
want to take them flights.
You knew me. You know what I'm saying?
we was there.
You knew me.
Yeah, which I think is just so dope to see everybody making the moves, though, man. Everybody, why you so inspired? Everybody in my school doing dope stuff. I'm like, why not, man? Y'all don't understand. When we started, where we at, it ain't the same. We didn't came through so much, been through so much, and we level as a group, as a school, as a community. It's like, bro, I don't know about y'all, but it's like I said, it's internal. It ain't just something I think it was a one-time thing. Like, nah, I mean, I know I'm glad to see people doing what they want to do and be successful in changing the world or changing the environments like that. To me, that's inspiring, but also it's like, okay, I got to keep going. My classmate killing. I got to step up my game. It's that friendly, like that competition, that iron sharpen iron thing right now, which is definitely dope. And then again, the resources, man. If I can be a resource, or if I know somebody, please believe it. That's why I'm doing this right here too. So.
And again, I would love to call us Alcorn Diamonds, right? Because we came from the bottom. You feel what I'm saying? Like, then that's what you were saying earlier in the interview. Like, what we survived out there on that campus.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't survive out there, you can't survive in life.
It was like, man, your school no, we're not in the city. You got to drive off a 2-lane. Well, it's 4 now, but you got to drive up. I don't know how 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes up just to get to, and then bam, the school's right there. I was like, man, it's not like you just drive off the airport and get to go to those, take 2-3 turns. Nah, you gotta take a little ride to get out there to the reservation out there, man.
You gotta come out there.
I say, y'all, it's different living out there. That's why we are who we are. But I appreciate your time. Best of luck going forward. Everybody, please follow Chef Raneisha on all her platforms, all her everything. Support, man. You need to get booked. You better book it, because the price is finna go up.
Because the price is finna go up.
It's finna go up. So lock it in, man. Y'all heard it here first with the Chef Raneisha, Coach JT, 94 feet with Coach JT. We out. Peace.